In today's video, we will be discussing the theory on the possibility of Geten being related to Rei Todoroki, or should I say Rei Himura, and the rest of the Todoroki children. But before I continue on with the video, if you are new to the channel, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on if you haven't done so already. That way you never miss an upload. With that said, let's get back to the video. Alright, let's jump straight into the theory. So in chapter 301, we get a lot of information regarding the past of the Todoroki family. But the most important thing from these flashbacks that relates to the theory is the little information we get on Rei and her family. You see, Rei belonged to a family that was once, the key word here being once, considered prestigious. A family with a long and storied history called the Himura family. Also in chapter 302, we get a little more information relating to the Himura family when a young Dabi, or should I say Toya, had yelled at his mother saying, "What the hell do you know, mom? I know about grandma and them being real poor, so they had to sell you off. You had no choice." This gives us confirmation that the Himura family are poor, which is important to the theory. Now, you might be wondering how this ties into the theory that Geten and Rei are related. Well, let's go over what we know about Geten first before I tie things together. Much like Dabi before the reveal, Geten's past is unknown. He is never called by his full name and is just called Geten. But if we take a look at his personality and his actions as well as his quirk, I think things become a little more clearer on his past. During the My Villain Academia arc, in his fight against Dabi, we see that Geten says in the future that our liberation army foresees, one's rank in society will be directly tied to the strength of one's meta ability. Elevating one's ability will be the only way to really live. Beyond that sheer strength, life has no value. We see that he truly desires to create a world with the meta liberation army where the people with the strongest quirks are the ones who stand at the top. Now let's take a look at Getens Quirk and physical appearance, because he oddly shares some similarities with Rei. First up is Getens Quirk. Getens Quirk is an insanely powerful ice quirk. So far, no name has been officially given for his quirk, but he is very proud of his quirk, and rightfully so. Rei, on the other hand, has an ice quirk as well, having no official name for it either. Next, let's take a look at their appearances. If we put these characters side by side, you will see a resemblance between Rei and Geten. They both have white hair and similar noses. Also, I do want to point out that I'm pretty sure in the Himura family, having white hair and an ice quirk seems to be a very dominant trait, because as we see with all of the Todoroki kids, they all have white hair, which also just so happens to coincide with the fact that all of their bodies are genetically built to withstand freezing temperatures. As we learned in chapter 301, this is why Toya's hair turned white, because he genetically took after his mother physically, with his body being built to endure freezing temperatures rather than enduring hotter temperatures, meaning that his body wasn't suitable for his quirk. Now, I know this isn't really a lot to work with, but hear me out. I believe Geten could be a part of the Himura family and could be Rei's little brother. Given what we know, the Himura family were once considered prestigious and was a family with a long and storied history. Geten, growing up in the Himura household, probably couldn't understand as to why the Himura were no longer considered prestigious and how they became so poor, needing to sell off his sister and possible other family members for money. After he had learned the many stories and the history of the family, growing frustrated with this, he abandons the family, dropping his last name, Himura. This could be the reason as to why Geten ends up with Redestro, looking up to Redestro and his ideologies, and ends up joining the Meta Liberation Army, because in the world that Redestro wants to create, your worth will be judged by how powerful your quirk is. And this would also explain as to why Geten states that he didn't go to school, because he had left the household at a young age. Now, like I said, there isn't really much to work with since nothing isn't really known about the Himura family and Geten, but from what we do know about the little information we get about the Himura family no longer being as prestigious as they once were, and looking at Geten's desire to help create a world where your quirk is what decides your worth, I couldn't help but see some sort of connection between the two, especially the similarities between Rei and Geten physically. And if Geten is truly a Himura and is related to Rei, whether it be her little brother or cousin, then this would mean that Dabi had fought against and ended up working with his uncle or cousin. Let me know what you guys think about Geten being a Himura. Do you think it's possible, or am I looking a bit too hard into this and reaching super hard? Let me know in the comment section below. For me, I think it's possible, but then again, this would make it seem like everything is going to be revolving around the Todoroki family. How many more family members are going to be revealed as villains? But you know, it's a possibility. Nothing is impossible within the story of My Hero Academia. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, then be sure to Detroit smash that like button below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. If you want to see more My Hero Academia content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on to join the Todoroki Hero Academia to become my hero. All of this really does help the channel out a lot, and it's always appreciated. You can also follow me on Twitter at Showbobs5 so we can talk more about My Hero or any other anime/manga all day long. Remember to stay plus ultra, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.